Well, hello and welcome to another week on my allotment. And not a massive amount going on. I've been busy. You can see the fruits of my labour, but the weather continues to confound. The plot is as soggy as it has been all winter. But I've been importing more cardboard from the skip at the garden centre, and I've been laying the cardboard out in all the paths. I suppose I've done about a third of them. Of course, it's exposed cardboard. I haven't got the chippings yet, but I'm pleased with the progress, albeit frustrated that we don't have the chippings to finish the job and make it look neat. I hate having a scruffy... I don't know how anybody lives with a scruffy allotment. I suppose it's a bit of an OCD. I just like it to be just so. But anyway, you know, there's nothing I can do about that. All I can do is continue with the cardboard, and it's so soggy on some of the paths I have to lay some wood down first to create a firm bed. So I'll show you that in a minute. I've been slightly busier at home with the greenhouse. The broad beans are poking their heads out now. I sowed some beetroot, multi-sowed. Let me get this right. It's about 50 cells in the tray, and I put 3 or 4 seeds in each. So I've only got to create 2 trays like that, and that's all the beetroot for the year. So and we still have many jars of it at home. It goes on every one of our salads. We love the beetroot. So I've done a bit of that this week. I've got some cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower coming on. When I get home today, I shall sow a tray of a couple of dozen Brussels sprouts, and then pick the best ones in a month or so. So I'm fairly pleased that I'm doing everything I can around the weather and the wet ground. But I must admit, it is slightly frustrating to see other people on their allotments just walking around as normal. The ground may be a little bit wet, but not greatly. Some people are lucky. I mean, the other end of the scale is some people are still feet underwater. So, you know, you've got to be grateful for what you've got. But I'm doing the best I can with the weather, just waiting for this rain to end. At the moment, it isn't. It continues unabashed, and this week coming, they call it changeable. I don't know why they call it changeable. It's the same weather every day, wet and windy. There's nothing changeable about it, but so be it. You can't change that, can you? And so I'm doing everything I can. I've got a bit of work to do up here today. I'm going to put in some conventional bean trenches with some kitchen waste from home that I've got. And apart from that, maybe digging. Some of the paths are so high and are fairly dry that to put the chippings and the cardboard down, I've got to dig down, which is sort of counterproductive because that's just coming closer to the water table. But I've got, you know, I haven't got enough wood to raise all the beds, not yet. So if I can't put the bed wood up, I've got to take the ground down. So those ones that I've got to do that to are fairly dry-ish, so I'm not too concerned. But it's no good putting chippings down and they keep spilling into the beds. So I've got a bit of that to do. That's going to be time-consuming and physically hard work. So yeah, I've got a few hours up here. We didn't start till late. And please excuse me if I just take this moment. Our eldest son, who lives in Yellowknife, he rang us yesterday afternoon while I was watching England beat Wales in the rugby. Whew, just. So it was lovely to hear from him, and he says that our little granddaughter, who we haven't seen, well, it's coming on for a year now, now recognises the music to my videos and comes running to see Grandad when David watches the video. So hello Lexi, love from Grandad and Grandma. Nanny, I don't know what she calls herself. I should know that, shouldn't I? But love from us both anyway. So yeah, that's that done. So let's go and have a look what's happening out on the plot. Well, there's a mystery. I had a really large clump of frog spawn in that pond up until a few days ago, and I've just looked now to see if there's been any movement, and there has. It's all moved and gone. I mean, there's no tadpoles moving about. It's a bit early for them, isn't it? Anybody got any idea? I mean, I know fish eat frog spawn, but there's no fish in that pond. So where's the frog spawn gone? If you've got any idea, leave a comment, because I am perplexed. First crop of the year. Beautiful crop of rhubarb. Absolutely thrilled with that. Well, the plot has looked prettier. Please excuse the wind, but this is what I've been up to, and it is very scruffy, but I'm laying the cardboard down on the paths, and despite the wind most of it has stayed in place, and the ground is so soggy that in places I'm having to put wood down to try and give it a firm foundation. But and I don't know if you can see that I've put extra runners in along the sides of the beds, because this is already, these chippings, which are about 3 to 4 inches deep, are now turned to compost, and actually they're more like soil than chippings. But so when we get some chippings I'll be able to lay another layer, and hopefully by then the weather will be drying up and it'll be a bit firmer underfoot. It'll also free up, it's about an hour and a half to strim round all these edges and cut the grass. So that's an hour and a half every week that I'll free up. So these beds down here have got substantially deeper sides, and the soil will be built up when I get more compost, which sort of makes a mockery of my no dig principle, but I can't help that. I've got to get these beds out the water. So, and as we move down it's more complete, but even where I've put these chippings it's so soggy that I've had to put more boards down, but so be it. You know, slowly I'll get another 3 inches of depth of chippings there when I get them, and that should firm it up. So now, despite the weather, I can actually now move around these bottom paths quite freely. Still a little bit soft underfoot, but it's manageable. So it distresses me greatly that the plot looks so untidy, and if the stuff was here I'd get it sorted in a week, but I can't help that. It is free. I do see other people pay for it, so we can't complain. When it arrives, it'll arrive. But that's the state of the plot at the moment. And of course, I'm weeks away from putting anything in this ground because, you know, there's still standing water, and, you know, this is the garlic, for example. So, yeah, I can't do anything about that. When the ground dries up and warms up, I'll put some stuff in. But that's the state of play with the ground at the moment. I found since I had an allotment, I take on a new attitude to waste. Everything can be repurposed, everything has another use. So, just been down to the farm shop where I've got more of the coffee grounds, and rummaging in their skip for more cardboard. I probably look like some kind of vagrant. Well, I do look like some kind of vagrant. But this all has a repurpose, and instead of going to, you know, recycling, I can use it. So 20 minutes well spent. This is a close-up of basically what I've been doing today, and it's not pretty and it's not going to win any awards, but you can see the battens that I've used along the sides of the beds, and then some cardboard will go on top of that messy grass, and then the chippings will go on top of that up to near the level of the wood. So I'll be a good 3 to 4, maybe more inches above the damp soil next winter, and that's the plan. Just got to carry it on across all the other beds. Well, that's me for another day. Thoroughly enjoyed myself. Got a little bit of wet from time to time, but mostly the sun's been out, and I'm very happy with that. That's a wonderful crop to take home. Not quite sure what the boss will do with it, but I'm sure she'll come up with something. So I've had a lovely day. Thanks for joining me, and all being well, I shall see you again next week. Look after yourselves, and bye for now.